Hi guys, I'm Tony, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a deck profile for my Nordic deck. So as we go through it, if you have any suggestions for what I should be running or cards that you think I should really get my hands on, please write them below. I will be doing bi-monthly updates on this deck and how it changes over time. So yeah, just let us know what you think in the comments below and I'll reply to as many as I can. So we're going to start off with my monsters. So the first three that I run are what I call Alvis. Alvis is really good for when I have my link monster out. Obviously with the link monster that I currently run, I get to banish up to 3 cards. If I just banish this little guy on his own, then it helps me do the steps in order to get a synchro monster out, and that's obviously a massive step in sort of one play. So it helps me play the cards that I need to in order to hopefully get the advantage in the game. The next three that I run is Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is really cool. They obviously use a quick effect in order to negate the effects of my opponent's cards, which can be really useful if my opponent's using a lot of cards with quite a lot of effects that will ruin my deck really quickly. So this guy is really useful for me. I run 2 of these guys. Valkyrie. Valkyrie is cool. I'm trying to work out myself how to use these to the rest of my ability in order to benefit the rest of my deck. That's because I'm still trying to get used to the concept of the cards I'm running and how to use them together really well. At the moment, I use Valkyrie really well to get my synchro monsters out onto the field, and that's currently what I use them for. But again, I'm trying to look at how I can make that more effective for me and benefit the rest of my deck. I run 2 of this guy. This little guy is really quite useful if I'm getting my synchro monsters out again, or if I'm trying to get my XYZ monsters out. That's purely because there's one of my XYZ monsters is 2 level 5 monsters. So if I have these 2 out together, then I can summon them in order to do the steps to get my synchro monster and then eventually have the full benefits of my link monster. But obviously he comes at a price and I have to sacrifice one of my other monsters to get him on the field. I run 2 of this guy. He's really cool. At the moment, again, like most of my other deck, I don't use him to his full advantage. I use him mainly for when I banish this guy. I mainly use him in that process to get out my synchro monster. But again, I need to do more research about his full advantages. I know that if he is out, I can draw another card from my deck, and that's when this guy comes out. This guy's really cool. He makes me tokens, and that will help me again get another XYZ monster out, which will then benefit my wider field. But like this other guy, I need to really work on the strategies, or more strategies for me, on how to do so. I also run, I call this guy Godfrey. His name isn't Godfrey. I just really struggle saying his name. He's obviously a tuner, and I use him along with these 2 when I'm summoning my synchro monster. But again, his skills are probably a lot more than I'm giving him advantage for at the moment. So I will be looking at his skills and using him more effectively, hopefully within the next few weeks as I play more and more. Likewise with this guy, I use him mainly for getting my link monster out. I'll have him on, I'll swap him out and get out my link monster that I currently run. That's what I really use him for. His attack is quite high compared to some of my other monsters, so I sometimes use him for sort of attacking, but very rarely am I in that position. But mainly he's there for using my link monster. I run 2 of these. Again, still need to work on this whole using the benefits of cards, the full advantage. This guy is really cool if I'm in the situation I need to be. I can use this as a Nordic tuner to get out my synchro monsters, and I have to use synchro monsters in my other synchro materials have to be Nordic monsters as well, which the majority of my deck are, so that's a really useful thing for me. I run 1 Mara. Mara is useful in some respects, but not overly useful in others. They're really good for getting my synchro monsters out again, which are obviously what I use most for attack and that. But it means that any other synchro material I have also have to be Nordic, much like this guy. He is a tuner as well, which is useful. He allows me, when he's in the graveyard, to summon a spell and bring him back if I need to make sure I always have something on my field. So when my opponent has monsters and I have none, he can, well, they probably can't, well, they can't attack me for life points, which is obviously a massive step. Summoner Monk, he's great at getting my level 4 monsters out and helping me sort of build in order to get my Synchro and Link monsters to work together to the best of their ability. I also run Cock-a-Doodle-Doo, and he is great if I've got nothing else on my field monster-wise, and I can have level 4 beasts, which I can use to build, obviously, my bigger picture. So next I have my spell cards. I don't run loads of spell cards, or if I do, I run a lot of triples. So the first triple I run are my 3 Twin Twisters. These guys I rely on quite a lot. For the other people I play use a lot of spells and traps, so this is really useful for me. If I discard a card, I can get rid of 2 of their spells and traps, which again is really useful if my opponent has lots of spells and traps. I run 3 Nordic Lights. They protect my monsters in battle, meaning they can't be destroyed, but when this guy is destroyed, unfortunately, so are my Nordic monsters that are face up. So swings and roundabouts, but he's got some huge perks that I really like. I run 2 Dark Holes, which I've used quite a lot. I sometimes get myself into this predicament where my opponent ends up with loads and loads of monsters that I really can't beat, and I'll be running maybe just Cock-a-Doodle-Doo on their own, and I can just nicely wipe the entire floor and start again, which can annoy my partner, who I play with quite a lot, and it can also give me a bit of an advantage. Monster Reborn is great if the person I'm dueling is not helping me out and killing off my higher monsters, and then they're gone and then I can't do anything. So if I'm lucky enough to pull this at that point, I can bring back one of my higher monsters and hopefully gain some advantage back. Terraforming, again, really good card for me if I haven't drawn my only field spell, which is Nordic Lights. That allows me to do so I can protect my Nordic monsters that are on the field. And this guy is new to my deck. I have yet to use him in a duel, but Field Barrier is meant to be a really good card, I have been informed, and will protect all sort of spells and that on the field, mine and my opponents. So again, it has its benefits, and again, its disadvantages. So yeah, they're my spells currently. These are my traps. My traps, I run a lot of Nordic traps, so my first 2 are these guys, which means I can banish a Nordic or Asia monster, and that allows me to kill a card that's just killed one of mine, or sent one of my cards to the graveyard. These 2 do a very similar thing, but I don't need to banish a Nordic monster in the process to do that. I can simply flip it over during the attack, and that monster that has just killed me dies. I run 2 of these, meaning that I can draw a Nordic monster from my deck to my hand. So if I'm being really unlucky and just constantly just pulling out spells and traps, this guy can help me out a little bit. And I run this, which allows me to double the attack and defense of one of my monsters for that turn. So if I've got something that I'm trying to kill my opponent's Link or Synchro monster and it's a real pain, I can use this trap and double one of my cards and hopefully get the advantage over that card and do some damage to them. Okay, so currently I run, this is the only Link monster I have. This card is great in some respects and not so great in others. They are really great in the respect that it can't be attacked by battle itself, and the Synchro monster that is linked to it cannot be affected by card effects, which is great, but also if that guy dies, my other card becomes very vulnerable and vice versa. But hey, that's my fault for only running her at the moment. I'm looking into other Link monsters, and I will obviously update you guys on that. I run these 2 at the moment. These I've started experimenting. They're quite easy for me to get out, just because they are only requiring 2 level 3 monsters, which are great because my tokens are also level 3 monsters from one of my other monsters that I run, and that's a massive effect that I can use to my advantage and can really boost my damage I do to others. These two I have not used yet. They are my XYZ monsters, and do require me to do a bit more research into them. But again, it means that the cards below them, if I discard the cards below them, they have quite similar effects and allow me to use them to the best advantage in battle. But again, I am yet to properly use this. Stardust Dragon is a new addition to my deck, but it's great in the sense that if I need to negate an effect of an opponent's card, I can discard it for that go, and that the opponent's card effect is negated, and at the end of that go I can bring that card back onto my field. I am yet to use the Ascendant Sky Dragon, sorry. I have not used this card yet due to the fact that it is very rarely that I have 10 sort of levels combined to get across cards that I can bring this guy out with. But again, I need to properly research and make sure I know how I'm using her for full advantage. This is very similar to my Coral Dragon. I have used Coral Dragon maybe once before, and not very confidently. It died pretty quickly. So much like the Ascendant Sky Dragon, I do need to do more work on how I can use it more effectively. But Odin, Thor and Loki are my three sort of masters of my deck. They are the biggest bosses of my deck and are the ones that have quite similar but also quite different effects, which can bring together my deck really nicely, especially when they're linked with my Link monster, and then that's a really nice combo they get. So then they can't be affected by the opponent's effect cards, and this guy can't be affected by battle, and his attack is obviously significantly stronger than hers, and that's a nice combo they've got going on. So yeah, that's my deck up to date. If you could ring the bell and hit that subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave them in the comments below. If I have made mistakes in this video, please let me know. I'm really sorry about that. I have tried my best to understand these, but again, I am just learning, so please let me know and correct me so I can use this deck properly and not incorrectly, because no one likes an incompetent Yu-Gi-Oh player. So please just let me know, and that would be great. Thank you very much for watching yet again, and I will see you soon. Thank you, bye.